Hey, we go, kill.
Tight end. Hey, guys, check me out. We got
41's the will.
over there.
Hey, we go, 180. Here we go, 47.
Slam.
26.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
To the right. Switch is A.
Three, fellas, we got three.
Prescott to throw it. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
We got three down.
Hey, here we go, 180.
Hey, 80's yours, 80's.
Here we go, 47.
Motion.
26.
Looking to throw. Prescott. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Jason Garrett might be wanting to reconsider the decision to go for it there. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Got a second here to assess Pittsburgh's last season as their offense comes onto the field. You know, for most of the folks that are fans of the Steelers, they're probably saying, wow, this was tough. But, hey, they were 9-6-1. The thing is, expectations there are playoffs every year.
You're right, and to show that, they haven't been under 500 since 2003. It's a very consistent franchise. But remember how the season began. Le'Veon Bell once again holding out. They expected him to show up and play. That didn't happen. Then at the end of the year, Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger. What's going to happen there? So they bookended their season with controversies. In the middle, did not play up to their standards. I still thought they were going to win the AFC North. Turned out Baltimore nosed them out. They've got to do some retooling in the offseason.
Set. 180.
Check.
They'll run it out of the gun. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go.
Double tight. Four down. Check.
Set. Black 20.
Now they'll try the sweep with Bell. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
And the tackle's made there by one of the secondary members. And I can guarantee you, having played that spot in the huddle right now or on the field, they're urging.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Here they come.
Le'Veon Bell scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Well, they ran the toss, trusting he had the speed to get to the edge, and he did.
And there really wasn't any doubt about that because the scouting report told you that this guy could flat out run. When you give him a little bit of space and a chance to get there, he usually does.
Boswell for the extra point. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll make the score 14-0. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. While we have a second here, let's peek back to the Super Bowl. The lowest scoring Super Bowl, Charles, in history, 13-3. And it took us 53 minutes to get our first touchdown of Super Bowl 53.
Can you believe they went into the half 3-0 New England? Stephen Gostkowski with a field goal. Then they finally tie it up with Greg Zuerlein at the end of 3 quarters of the...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Sean Davis with a pick. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Cooper was the target there.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Tight end left. 4 down, 4
Set. 180.
Motion.
Now the toss to Bell running right. And some room to work. 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Le'Veon Bell with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead.
That's it, baby, that's it.
Extra point now by Boswell.
Got it all day.
Oh, and it's no good. He tugged it wide left, and that will keep our score right where it is. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Well, Charles, as the Cowboys take over here, what do you think of the season that Dallas had? Yes, they get in the playoffs, but that's now 6 straight divisional round games that they've lost.
And that doesn't make you feel great as an organization. But think about this season.
Here you go.
They started 3-5.
Here we go. 46.
Ended up winning their division. Questions about their head coach Jason Garrett's future.
Wide
They
eight.
finished 7-1 to claim that 3rd NFC East title in 5 years. And then they added a playoff win over Seattle as well. So I think the future looks good for Dallas. I also like what they're building in terms of Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott on offense. But how about on defense? They got 2 of the better young linebackers in the league, and Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. Build around them and watch for the Cowboys to be in the mix in years to come.
26.
A second down throw for Prescott.
So we got man.
A dump off to Elliott. And he's able to get up here to the 26.
Crash.
Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
We got 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Check. Motion to backfield. Motion to the backfield.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this.
We're going to 54.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Got it.
I got him. That's me.
26.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down?
46. Here we go. Wide eight.
3 down.
26.
They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. He sets to fire deep. And got his man complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
Hey, 47. Switch is A. 26.
Now a play fake here on first down. That's complete. The former basketball star, Rico Gathers. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
90 is a mic.
Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54. Wide 80. Here we go. 47.
Check 24. Watch
26.
From the red zone now, Prescott. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
90 is a mic.
Here we go. Get set. Let's go. Get out. Get out.
Check. Go get him. Go get him. Go get him.
26.
Second down, Prescott. Over the middle, he hits Austin. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Here we go. 47.
3 down.
26.
And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up second and goal. Elliott, the leading rusher for the second time in his 3 NFL seasons, 1,434 yards, more than 100 better than second-place Saquon Barkley.
And the offense runs through Ezekiel Elliott in Dallas. He makes them go. And how about how he added to his pass catching this year? His numbers jumped up in a big way. So when Dak Prescott didn't have something downfield, he just dumped it out into the flat to number 21.
Here's Prescott. Steps away to his left. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. In for the score. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. You knew time was going to run out, so this had to be in the end zone, and somehow they were able to find a window and get it done.
Very easy for us to talk about up here that, yes, all that had to happen, but when time's running down, sometimes your brain compresses a little bit too. They showed.
And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? I guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach. We can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a second down.
Hey, boys.
Foul.
Check 43. Showing 8.
Go.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike. I got wide.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
On 3. Motion.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Watch that in.
Corner.
That is right.
Ready? White 80.
Hey.
Black, what's that?
We got 4. got 4 down, 4 down.
Focus, focus.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Washington. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Set! Blue 30. Double, double. Kings, Kings.
3rd and 2. Now Roethlisberger. It's complete to Brown, right side. Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a first. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Roethlisberger coming up with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Now Roethlisberger going to hand to Bell. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive, and when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
Strong right, strong right, strong right.
Set! Blue 30. Hey!
Get him, get him.
Now they run it on the toss. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
Snickers, you got to spin.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. James Washington from 10 yards out. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
Set! Blue 30. Check Snickers. Snickers. Double bump. Check Mike. 8.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage, just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 43.
Hey, here we go. 180.
We got 3.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And his throw is incomplete. The veteran Morgan Burnett there on the coverage. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
The Cowboys on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
3 down, 3 down.
Here we go. Wide 80.
Mike.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
47.
That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54, Mike.
Switch is A. 26.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. And hauled in by Gathers. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Hey, switch.
Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4.
Here we go, 46.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there,
46.
A first down throw for Prescott. Dancing to his left. That escapes the sack. Fighting through, and he's got space. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
26.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he stopped immediately there.
Get out.
Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production, but how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Here we go. Wide 80. Switch is A.
Shift.
Here we go, 47.
Mike's 50.
26.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
Hustle.
And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. First down, Prescott. And this one brought in by Gathers. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
Let's finish now.
Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackle. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
46.
What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
We got 4 down.
Gun.
Hey, Mike's 50.
Gun.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Stephon Tuitt in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Hey, here we go. 180.
Where's Mike? Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, here we go.
Here we go. 47.
He's coming.
Here we go. 46. 46. 46.
Now Prescott. Open space inside the 10. And this is caught. It's Cooper.
Let's go. Get out.
And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
Mike's 54. Mike's 50.
Here we go. 47. 47.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
46.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Oh,
He
yeah.
lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Right there. 54.
Here we go. Kill.
54 Mike.
Here we go. 47.
Coming.
26.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one.